What's up? It's your boy Los LOS from the Flavor Podcast. You are watching and listening to the Flavor Podcast. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. We are here together today. Of course, Sully is not here, but she will be in next week. But we have what is the best in the house right now. And this is Liz. What's up, Liz? How you doing?
It's me. Hey, Los. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm back, guys. Back in the house.
Liz is back. If you guys don't know Liz, remember to look her up in TikTok.
Yes.
Look her up under what name again?
When Lizzie Speaks.
When Lizzie Speaks.
Yes.
She is one of the top influencers right now that I've seen. One that makes me laugh all the time when I watch her TikToks. They're awesome. They're amazing.
Yes.
They'll make you laugh and they'll make you think.
Yeah.
That's
They'll
one
make
thing.
you question your sanity too.
Definitely. So how was your week, Liz?
It was, interesting week. I wasn't here last week. But man, I had to pray a lot. The devil been busy, man. Let me tell you, I almost got hit by a truck. Drunk driver. He was a drunk driver too. I was walking my dog.
Did you ask
morning?
Did you ask him what kind of drinks did he take?
I saw the drinks. I recorded him.
No.
Taking the drinks out of his truck, trying to hide the evidence.
Was there like beers or what was it?
It was
bottles?
full on bottles of tequila.
Oh wow.
Two
bottles.
Two bottles. Two empty bottles.
So he missed you?
Yeah, so I was...
Well, of course he missed you because you're not
obviously,
in the
I'm
hospital.
here.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have been in the hospital, Los. That would have been it for me. I would have been in the tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, it was really bad. And then he kept backing up and, going in and out. So I was walking my dog, my golden retriever, Theo. Mm-hmm. And his favorite spot is across the street from our house.
Okay.
And there's a pump, the fire hydrants,
hydrant,
So that's his favorite spot. And we're standing there. And I had my back turned, like I normally do, looking at the sky. I was recording. Mind you, I was recording X marks the spot because there was chemtrails, above me, right?
So you're about to do a TikTok?
Yeah. No, I couldn't because TikTok wasn't back at that time.
Okay.
So I'm doing that, and my dog, out of nowhere, starts, crying. And I think he heard the screech before I did because he's, wagging his tail and moving. And I then heard the crash. So he first hit a car, and then the truck was just coming towards me, but my dog pulled me. So because my dog reacted, I'm alive.
Oh, wow.
Yes, guys, drunk driving is a serious matter. So I was in shock for a good minute or two because, that happened. I took my dog inside because he was scared. He was scared for his life. I took him inside. I calmed myself down. And then I went to ask the guy, No, I'm just kidding. I said, sir, are you okay? He was bleeding.
First, you said, are you okay? Your intentions were something else.
But let me tell you, God was with me. I said, sir, are you okay? But because he was drunk, he wasn't fully there. He's like, get away from me. And he was just really aggressive. So I backed up. Yeah, I backed up. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get near you.
Angry
he was an angry drunk. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was in his 60s. So, I'm like, man, you need help, bro. It's not even 10 a.m. and you are gone. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't call an ambulance because I didn't have my phone. And then I heard the neighbor. He's like, did he hit you? I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm fine.
Wait, you said you were recording.
I was, but I had to put my phone down because when you have so much adrenaline, I don't know. I'm not one of those people that will sit there and record. I can't do that. Mm-hmm. I had to react. I had to make sure he was, he was okay. So I put my phone away. I should have kept recording. This would have been a good TikTok. But anyway, he pushed me back. He was being aggressive. So I got back. Cops came. The guy that he almost took out a guy because the guy was crossing the street. Mm-hmm. But he was a Filipino. He didn't speak English. So I'm signaling him hey, you need to record him. He's hiding the evidence. Okay. And I'm over here being the mediator or whatever. But yeah, the cops ended up showing up. They took my statement. They're like, are you okay? Do you need to be seen by someone? I'm like, no, I'm fine. But I'm I was startled. I was scared. Life flashed before my eyes. But, thankfully I'm here. The angels were with me.
So he hit two cars and then...
The tree.
And then the tree.
The tree, yeah. And he was backing out. He was trying to leave. He was trying to leave the scene of the crime. I said, no, sir, I have your license plates. You ain't going nowhere.
And I see those 2 bottles of tequila.
And I said, no, he threw them away in the house that he was by, the tree that he hit. He went to their garbage can.
Oh, he tossed them in the trash can.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I got it on video too.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you. Me too. It was very traumatizing.
I can tell.
Yeah.
One called the therapist. I'm gonna call my
I
therapist.
called him. I called him already. Yeah, she was like, "Wow, you had a very rough week." I said, "Girl, who you telling?" yeah, but having their support is good.
Good. Well, my week. How did my week go? been a busy week.
It has been.
It's been a week.
I saw you've been busy.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. It went okay. I don't want to talk about it too much.
We know why.
Some of it's private, some of it's not private. So, but yeah. But some of my week is one of my hot topics. Are you ready for the hot topics?
Yes.
Hot topics. Here we go. So go ahead. You can do your hot topic first.
Yeah. Well, it was, Gregory gave me this idea because I was going to go for global warming because what's going on in California? California's underwater. Yeah. But anyway, that's not my hot topic. TikTok is back. I'm back, you guys. I have access on my phone. It's on my phone.
Yeah.
I downloaded it.
Did Gregory hit you up?
Yeah, he was the one that hit me up. No, not just him. I had 4 different people message me simultaneously.
Yeah.
TikTok is back. I'm like, what? No way. And I went on my phone and I was like, yeah, it's back. And everybody on TikTok's, oh my God, Liz is back. I'm like, yeah, I am. Hello.
Are you happy it's back?
I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. Because I had like a lot of time off my phone. I wasn't grabbing my phone as much. And I noticed that. And even like, you know how it tells you the screen time? I was down 3 whole hours.
Wow.
I know. And now that it's back, it's like I'm picking it up and I'm like scrolling. And then I get like tempted to, one of my conspiracy theories videos. And I'm like, and the Cito's like, no lo hagas. And then El Diablo's like, yeah, do it. Stir the pot. And I'm like, oh, what should I do? But so I'm happy.
Well, TikTok is back and also CapCut.
CapCut. Yeah, you need CapCut.
Yeah, Gregory hit me up as well. It was like, I think it was 12 o'clock at night. Something, it was late. I was sleeping. I woke up and I saw his text message. He called me first and I saw his text message. And I checked real quick. I'm like, oh my God, it's back. I've been dying without the CapCut.
I know.
That's how I work.
That's your method of
If you are a podcaster, you know that CapCut is made for podcasters. That specific app is for podcasters.
Yes.
And you can use some other ones. They're great and they work as well. But this one's made for us. So that's the one I use.
It's free.
Yeah. Well, I pay the extra.
I want all the editing.
I want all the features.
You're right.
So it was back and I was very happy.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I haven't even used it yet.
Oh.
Because someone didn't delete their CapCut and they had it. So I had Gregory do all the little the reels for me. So he was doing the reels. He might have a different task now on his agenda now. His weekly agenda to do all these.
He did a really good job with the reels. He did a good job. I was like, there's something different. Now I know. Now I know what the difference is.
Still not better than me, but
not saying anything to that. not confirming nor denying, you guys.
But yeah, so my hot topic is hypertension. Hypertension. Why am I picking that one? Because I was sick this week, and I went to the hospital this morning.
Yeah. And you're here.
And I'm here. Thank God I'm here. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. So I went to see my doctor because I also have diabetes. So I went to go see my doctor. I had a regular appointment, regular checkup, and everything was good. They checked the bloods. My A1C is great. I am at a 5.7, which is amazing. It's amazing. So I'm still doing good. My doctor is so proud of me. He always hypes me up. He's like, "Wow, 5.7, you're doing great." Because I was at 11 point something.
Sheesh.
Heart attack.
God,
that was
you
a
were
heart
close
attack.
to a heart
11 point
attack.
something. I forgot it was like 11.3 or something like that.
Oh Lord, you were up there.
Man, I was, and I didn't really know about.
Yeah.
I knew I had diabetes, but I really didn't know the numbers and where you're supposed to be at.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, you should be sick right now. You should be going downstairs to the hospital.
Yeah.
He goes, "Are you feeling dizzy?" The first time he saw me, I'm like, "No." He's like, "You feel like you're hot?" Or I'm like, "No, I'm fine." He's like, "I don't know how you're fine because you should be.
You should be in the hospital.
You should be with some IV in you right now." And I'm like, "Wow, I've been like this for a long time."
Sheesh.
So, anyways, I went down from the 11.3 or whatever it was to today. Well, yesterday morning, 5.7.
Look at that.
Yeah,
more than half.
I'm kicking butt.
You're kicking butt. I'm proud of you too.
Thank you. But he put the cuff on me and started doing my blood pressure thing, and I was really bad.
Yeah,
I was really bad. I was at a 180 over 20. No, a 180 over 111, which is also heart attack levels.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how?
And how are you functioning?
Well, I wasn't taking my pills because when I lost all the weight, when I lost the 62 pounds, my high blood pressure went away. So I got cocky and stopped taking my pills. Yeah. I'm like, honey, I'm good, But yeah, you're supposed to keep on taking those pills. And
But you stopped taking the pills. But what else were you doing different?
I stopped taking the pills. I stopped working out. And I started eating.
Ahí está el problema.
Tan bueno.
Mira ahí está el problema.
So yeah, that's why I had a problem. So he told me right away to go downstairs to the ER and check myself in. I told him no, not going to do that. Because I know that it's this machine and it's not me. Blah blah. So he said, "Oh, okay, well, other machine." So they brought another machine in, and the same thing happened again. So I still said no. I said it's Valentine's Day. I'm taking my wife out, so no. I'll maybe do it tomorrow after the class. I had to come to the class. I'm teaching. So I know my wife hears this and she goes crazy thinking about it. So I came yesterday, taught the class. I did feel a little dizzy.
Yeah.
I went home and took a nap.
You still went home. You could have died in your sleep. Sir, you wouldn't have woken up. That would have been your last sleep.
It's a good thing I have a nice building. She could sell it. She could get my pension. She could get my
I don't
Social
think that's
Security.
in her plans, though.
She could be rich overnight. But don't have to work for the rest of her life. Anyways, don't let my insurance people see this. I'm taking my pills. So this morning, I woke up and she saw that I was I did this a little bit.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Carlos, you didn't go to the doctor yesterday." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "No." And I'm getting ready to go to church to go serve. I'm serving. I was supposed to serve today. And I get to the washroom. I'm doing my hair. And I get the little curls now coming in.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my hair and I feel a little dizzy. And I grab onto the sink and I'm like, "Yeah, babe, let's go. Let's go to the hospital." And I get to the hospital and they check me out. And they're like, "Yeah. Get in the room, get in the emergency room."
Unbelievable.
They started, taking care of me.
So you just need to be like literally almost having a heart attack to go get.
It won't happen again. It won't happen again.
I hope not.
My insurance people are there, my life insurance.
Yeah.
Don't take it away from me. But hypertension. What can a hypertension cause? And I'm letting you guys know. It could cause a heart attack, a stroke, an aneurysm, heart failure, kidney problems, eye problems. Changes in your memory. You could start losing your memory.
Yeah.
Dementia.
Holy crap.
So don't be like me.
Take your meds, please.
I will be taking care of myself. I am 51 years old. I know I don't look it.
Yeah.
But I am 51 years old and I need to start taking care of myself.
It's my father's age, you guys. Just so you know. That's why all your symptoms. I'm just saying all your symptoms sound very familiar because my father has hypertension. Like that man, it literally takes a heart attack for him to go get checked too. So it literally sounds alike.
We have to. I got knee problems. I got back problems.
Unbelievable. No.
This look, don't
let it fool you.
Don't let it fool you. You're correct. Don't let it fool you.
But even though you're acknowledging you look young, then you should take care of yourself.
I should, right?
You should be
looking young, still feeling young.
Yes, you look young, but now you need to work on the feeling young.
I'm gonna start working out. I was working out a little bit because my boy Ron, he's been working out a lot, and he's been throwing it in my face. So I got into working out a little bit, and then I stopped. I was like, I'm tired.
Yeah, no.
But now I'm coming for Ron. Now the puppy chew is gonna be me, Ron. So I'm sorry.
Pick up that towel and show him who's boss.
So we're gonna introduce our next guest right after these messages. Peace. What's up? It's your boy Los LOS from the Flavor Podcast, and we are having an 8-week course right here at the Flavor Podcast Studio, and you're invited. What you gonna get for that? So what you'll learn each week. Week 1, intro, podcasting. What's your why? Week 2, equipment and studio setup. Keep it professional. Week 3, content planning, building engaging episodes. Week 4, recording techniques. Be clear and be confident. Week 5, editing basics, turning raw audio into gold. Week 6, hosting and interviewing skills, mastering your mic. Week 7, distributing your podcast, platforms, and promotion. Week 8, launch your strategy, grow your audience, and monetize. For the first 10 students, you only pay $297. After the 10, the price goes up to $397. So be one of the first 10 to sign up now. So I can't wait to see you here at the Flavor Podcast Studio. Sign up now.
And we are back, you guys. We are going to introduce our guest. She is a beautiful, beautiful woman, and her name is Marta Razo.
Thank you, thank you. Let me say that. Marta Razo. I love pronouncing my name, rolling the R, because that's the Latina in me. So that's my first intro. I am proudly Latina. I am a serial entrepreneur. I love business. The first one I've dived into was our family's business, Güero's Pallets, that I was able to grow into an 8-figure company. Using mathematics, which is one of my gifts. Yeah. I'm also the founder of Business Diva. We're on series 3. Ooh. So this is a collaboration of women across the country who tell the stories of how they build their companies.
Yeah, it's
and
so amazing.
It's very inspirational. And my third project, I mean, I do more things, but my third project that I'm super happy and proud of is the Accelerator Business Summit. We're going to be in the third event this year, October 7 and 8. What? And this is where all entrepreneurs, regardless industry, come together from expo, keynotes, workshops to really get the information they need to level up and accelerate their business growth.
That is so amazing. You sound like Superwoman, girl. You're busy.
Oh, and I forgot. I am the mother to Angelo Vasquez. He is a brilliant 7-year-old. This fills my life with joy.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I love that.
So Marta, what got you into business? I know your family started a pallet company back, what was it, like 28 years ago, something like that?
Yes, my father started 28 years ago. Very humble beginnings, just from this 1999 pickup truck. He used to work at the Hyatt Hotel. And then he started picking up these pallets in his pickup truck. And he'll sell them. And then he realized, wait a minute, if I fix them, I can make more money. So when he was saving enough money to like buy a pneumatic gun and rent his own place. And he did rent his own little, it was a small square footage place with a little party tarp as like his roof. So when it rained or it snowed, he wouldn't get wet. That was his humble beginnings. And then he realized, oh, I can hire a few guys and then have the pallets fixed and then resell them. And then it grew from there.
Awesome. So then you came along, right? And you started helping.
Yeah.
And
I came when I was 18. So I actually left. No, I came when it was close to 18. Yeah. It was close to 19. I left the house because I did not want to be there anymore. You know, Mexican parents get
it's a little difficult strict.
When
you're
very difficult.
Of age.
Well, somebody was rebelling, I guess.
I was a rebel. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I always knew what I wanted since I was little. I mean, since I was in 6th grade, I knew I wanted a doctorate, and I wanted to know mathematics so I can help Latinos. And because I realized when I was in school, all these Latinos are dropping out of college or changing majors from engineers into like English or something that they don't really care for, psychology, just to stay in college because of calculus. And I loved calculus. I'm like, guys, you don't have to love it like me. You don't have to be an expert, but you can pass it. So in 6th grade, I saw that was a problem in the college systems, and I wanted to help. So, and I still did it, okay? I'm not teaching wise, but the mathematics and the doctorate. So I leave the house when I'm 18. I'm like, sorry, Daddy, you're very strict. This is not going to work. I'm not going to be a housewife. I'm not going to be home doing all the house things that you see in me, which I'm not. So I'm going to go to college. I have all these dreams, and I left the house. He was so upset. It was very sad because that was my dad. That was my hero. Yes, I left, but that didn't mean I didn't love him. Well, he felt very, very disappointed in me. So for a whole year, he didn't talk to me. I would go and see my mom, but he was like, he did not want to see me.
He was just heartbroken, mad at you.
No, he's like, Martha cannot cross this side of the house. Like, la cocina para allá, Martha stays over there. Like, I don't want to see her. Girl. Yes, it was. Imagine how heartbreaking that was.
I would have been mad.
I wasn't mad. I was very sad. I would just leave very sad. Because I loved him. But I also loved myself and my dreams. So I'm not gonna let anyone chain me. And that has always been the thing. No one chains me. Martha has her dreams. I'm independent. I'm going to keep going for them, whether someone joins me in or doesn't. Okay, so then I work at Chipotle because I need a job to pay for school. I was with a boyfriend. We were living together, but I was not going to let him pay for my school because that's just who I am. I like to have the pride of taking care of my things.
I did it.
So I work at Chipotle. I was horrible. I don't know if you heard this story, but I was a horrible worker. I burned my hands frying their chips.
No.
Yes, because I never cooked. I wanted to stay away from it.
I have not heard this story.
Yeah, this is a funny story.
And for some of you wondering if I heard the story or not, it's because me and Martha are friends.
Yeah.
So we kind of know each other's story, but this one I did not hear.
Oh, okay. So I didn't touch the kitchen ever. So they put me to fry. I mean, they didn't think that. I mean, she's like a young Latina girl. She knows how to fry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're frying them, and the whole oil falls in my hand. It was bad. Like it could have been a 3rd-degree burn, but they took care of it right away because I was like, So,
Crap. Oh my goodness.
¿Cómo?
I was dramatic, okay? Because it was the first time I ever get burned like that.
And then it's hot oil at that.
So they took care of me really fast. It was fine. Then they put me into making the guacamole batch. And at Chipotle, they make huge guacamole batches. And I don't know how this happened. I think it's my clumsy nature. The whole salt fell into the guacamole. So I overkilled her.
You killed it.
I killed it.
Did you guys use it?
They did use it.
They
used it, but they had to fix it.
Yeah, they had to fix it. They add more stuff.
Yeah, they're like, Martha, we're going to put you to something else. So then they put me to peel onions.
Girl.
I was like crying and suffering, like the crying, and it was so slow because I was just like cleaning the tears out of my eyes most of the time. So they put a timer on me because they realized how slow I was, and I kept like, oh, I'm fine, but they realized that it's already been an hour when I had to do it in like 20 minutes. So they took me out of that. Then they put me in customer service in the front, rolling the burritos and like serving people. Yeah. But I was talking so much. I'm like, how's your day going? And this was rush hour. No. I'm a big conversationalist. Like, Martha, we're trying to get people in and out. Yeah. And I will get stuck on that burrito, like putting
talking and making
No, but I can't roll that burrito. I still can't. No. It's hard.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a burrito expert.
All right, yeah. So that was difficult. And with the talking, it was just not working out. The last thing they put me was to clean the toilets. And I even did that poorly.
Oh, man.
But I was not, they did not fire me. You would have thought,
they moved you around.
They never fired me because I was always like, okay, tell me what I can do so I can do it better. Yeah. And they took me out of the dangerous things, like frying the chips.
You're too clumsy, girl. You can't be around this.
Give us a knife.
Because I never complained, and I was always so excited. Like, I want to learn.
You just wanted to be open to learning more. Like, okay, I didn't do this, but let me see what else I can do.
Yeah, even the toilet, I'm like, isn't it such a beautiful toilet? I cleaned it so well. They felt bad, but they're like, no, that's not how you clean the toilet. It's still messy. And I'm like, okay, I'll clean it again. So I would stay the after hours and wouldn't complain. Wow. Eventually, I was smart enough. I don't know why they didn't do it. Yeah. I talked to the manager and I just told him, I love the job. I love the opportunity, but I want to focus on my studies. Yeah. So now I don't have a job. I go see my father at his pallet company. Oh my goodness. I was scared. Yeah. He didn't want to talk to me, but I did. I'm like, Bam, I go to his warehouse. He was on 25th and Rockwell.
Okay.
And I was so nervous. I'm like, Dad, can I work? Mm-hmm. He just wanted to cut a check and be like, Vete, get on your way. I don't want to see you. I'm like, no, I want a job. I want to work because I need to pay for my school tuition. At that time, I was paying about $12,000 a year. So I needed to make at minimum $12,000. Yeah. And he's like, fine, had no hopes for me, but he put me inside in the warehouse with all the guys. And I loved it because all the guys were very nurturing in a sense. They showed me how to cut the wood. They showed me how to use every machine. Like I was using a handsaw to cut the lumber, the thicker stringers, the thinner boards. And I was so good at it. The first 2 months, it was like calluses and like my hands were hurting.
No te cortaste?
No me cortaba, but I felt like tiesa because you're not used to all that motion and standing for too long. But after those 2 months, I was killing it. I was doing like 7 bundles that they were like this high of wood. Wow. And all the guys were like, oh my God, this little lady's beating us. Yeah. And it wasn't because I'm stronger than them. I was just so enthusiastic and excited cutting the wood. Then they put me to drive the forklift. And that was good because I learned every pallet. Yeah. I know how to make pallets too. Yeah. But they didn't put me to do that. I guess I wasn't fast enough for that. But yeah, I learned how to drive semi-trucks too. Wow. There was a point where our drivers were not available because they have emergencies. Over. So I had to take over. I'm like, my customer is getting their pallets one way or the other without knowing how to drive the truck. Give me the key. I took the truck. I parked it. I was like, whoa, I did it. They were impressed. Yeah, I believe it or not, too. The third time, I think I kind of hit it. But because I was a girl or they liked me, or I was like, I'm so sorry I hit the side of your wall. They were not upset.
They weren't upset. I wouldn't be upset at you either. I mean, you're so cute and tiny. Like, you're trying your best.
It's funny walking with Martha gave me a tour of the warehouse, and it's funny that she knew everything in there. She said, I could do that, I could do this. And I'm like, you could do that too? She could do that. And then as we're talking, right, and she's, we're talking about the history of the pallet company, her mom zooms by us. Her mom zooms by us on a forklift.
No way.
And she goes, that's my mom. I'm like, that's your mom? And she just zoomed by that. It was so cool. It was so cool being there and watching the family.
Yeah.
And then everyone that works there too.
So beautiful.
They work together as a family.
As
some
a
of them are
family.
family, some of them are not.
Okay.
But they work as a family, and I was very impressed how you're running, your family's running the business. It's a dream come true. It's an American dream come true.
Yeah, that's a huge blessing because what they say that after you turn 18, you don't really see your kids anymore.
Yeah.
And I get to see my parents every day. I get to see my siblings every day. So we get to work for a common goal. And sometimes when we do bump heads, I always remind them, like, hey, guys, we get to see each other. I know sometimes, like, we want to, like, punch each other, but we love each other, and we're building something, and not a lot of people have this blessing.
Exactly.
So I'm grateful, and that's why I'm never leaving this industry. A lot of competitors are actually excited when they see that I'm posting about Business Diva or Accelerator Business Summit. They're like, oh, Martha's getting away from me with the pallet business because I'm a strong, dominant person in the pallet business. So they want me out.
They want you out.
And I'm like, no.
She ain't going nowhere.
I'm going nowhere. I can do the pallets. I can do the event planning. I can do the book publishing. Like, nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah,
And that's my big motivator.
Love that.
And I get to see my family every day. And my dad started from nothing. I mean, he has a 3rd grade education. And look, he built something, not even knowing the language, for God's sake. So I'm not going anywhere.
You're not going nowhere, girl. No, you're not. I see it.
So, Martha, let's get to know you a little bit better. So we're going to do the this or that. It's time for this or that. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to have to choose from one or the other. When you pick one, you have to tell me why are you picking that one. Now, they might be silly, and someone might be serious. So just try to answer them as you can, okay?
All right.
I might have some questions. Well, I'm going to have some questions, and Liz might have some questions as well.
Mike,
All right. So, Tom or Jerry?
Tom or Jerry? Jerry.
Why Jerry?
Mike.
He's the sillier one, and I like him because we should be more like Jerry. Don't take life too serious.
Yes. Amen, sis.
Tom is real serious about trying to get that mouse all the time.
Yeah. And Jerry's just like, no, you're not going to get me. And he just keeps running and probably doesn't even think where he's running to, but he keeps going.
He's having fun.
Yeah, he's having fun. While the other one's super stressed out. And they're both stressed out. One's stressed out because one's getting chased, and the other one because they're trying to chase him. It's a similar scenario, but the other one's enjoying the ride.
Yeah. Jerry's definitely making fun of Tom.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, Chicago Cubs or Chicago Sox?
Oh, man, I don't play, and I don't know sports that well, but I'll choose the Sox because I was at IIT, so I got to keep it real with my school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I won this one.
You can have that one. I'm neither. I'm not Sox fan. I'm not a Cubs fan.
But
I'm
still,
a Yankee
you would go.
fan.
I know.
I'm a Yankee fan.
But if it were between Cubs and Sox, you would
Cubs,
exactly.
Cubs.
There you go.
I'm a North Sider.
There you go.
I keep it a North
And
Sider.
I'm a Southsider.
See? Yes.
I grew up in the South
That's
Side
my
most of the
girl.
time.
Yes.
So, Batman or Superman? If you had
Batman
to
or
choose one.
Superman? Superman.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the answer. You know why I love the answer? I'm going to let you give me your answer on that one. It's because most entrepreneurs that have been here they always pick Batman.
They do?
They do.
They do. It's because they say because his voice and because he has a lot of money or he's good looking. So they see
What's
him more as an
yours?
entrepreneur like them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I see when you said Superman, I love that you said Superman.
Yeah.
Why did you say Superman?
Oh, wow. But Superman, I love the love story behind Superman.
What love story?
I'm not going to go into that, but I just like Superman. When you see him, you know that he is very strong, but he doesn't use his strength for evil. In Batman, I do see an evil side to him, while in Superman, it's just all good. And that resonates more with me. Even though I have a lot of power, I don't use that to step on people. Or if given the advantage when no one's looking, I'm still like Superman. I will still do the right thing.
I love that you said now that the Batman, the Bat, has an evil side to it. Because most entrepreneurs sitting there said there's always a good and a bad
Yeah.
side, and it's all the bad side and Batman.
Yeah.
No, and I'm to prove in my lifetime that you can be extremely wealthy because I'm going for the billions, but you can do it in an ethical way that is true to yourself. Of course, there's going to be a lot of people that they're going to tell or say publicly, Martha did it wrong.
Yeah.
But if it sits well with me and my soul, I'm going to do that. Do you get me?
Awesome. Good one. I love it.
Yeah.
'Cause I always say Superman.
Yeah?
But
Yay!
there's a reason for that one. And the reason is because the Bible says that we are not from this world. And Superman is not from this world.
Yeah.
So that's why I always pick Superman.
Yeah. I've always been a Superman too. I go for Superman rather than Batman.
Word. So, Batgirl or Supergirl?
Superwoman.
There's no Superwoman.
Oh, no, it's Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
It's
I got
Wonder
that, I got that
Woman.
backwards.
You got that
it's
backwards.
Wonder Woman or
Supergirl.
Or Bad Girl.
Wonder Woman.
Maybe
or
Harley Quinn.
Batgirl.
She's thinking Harley Quinn.
No,
probably.
it wasn't Harley Quinn. It was Wonder Woman or Batgirl. I'm sorry, or Supergirl.
Supergirl. There's a Supergirl.
I'm going to actually answer this one that you didn't even ask me. My superpower would be being able to be in multiple places at once. I would love
That was
that
my
superpower.
last question.
You
man.
beat
You're
him to
jumping
it,
the
girl.
gun.
Because I'm reading your mind. Ooh, because I'm Wonder Woman.
She got the power.
So you go with Wonder Woman?
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, okay. Cool.
You didn't ask the why.
Yeah, why?
She's a warrior.
She is.
Okay.
She's a warrior. When you see that movie, you see this resilient, strong woman. You see her fighting with all these different men and all these different scenes. She is unstoppable. And when I think about myself, I'm unstoppable.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself also fighting, not physically with men, but because sometimes some business aspects of business is run by mostly men?
You know, that's the bad. That is a negative way of thinking about it. I never see as a man as a counterparty or as a competition or anything. Because if I go into a meeting thinking that a man is going to see me as a competitor or as less, then I'm already setting the tone and I'm already bringing that into reality. So I like to think man and woman all the same. We are here to partner together. So any meeting I go to, this is a partnership to multiply our efforts to achieve a goal. That's what it is. That's why I go in.
I love that. I love that answer.
Yeah, because if they win, you win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love that answer because more people need to think that way. And most people, they don't. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't. They just don't. So I love how you're thinking about that. And you expect that from the person that you're doing business with. Yeah. Don't look at me as a woman. Look at me as somebody that can help you out. We can help each other out here. I love that. I
agree.
So, you got one?
I do.
Go ahead.
Dubai or Hawaii?
Hawaii. That was fast. When I think Dubai, I think a lot of desert and dryness. And when I think Hawaii, I think the ocean, the water. I can already feel
you feel the breeze.
The breeze. And I can already hear the water. And I love sand. Like you put my feet in the sand and then I just enter a whole different world.
Ooh, I can imagine you in Hawaii with your little feet and just dancing in the water.
There's pictures of her in, I think it was San Diego, California. You just came from San Diego, California?
I go a lot to
a few months ago.
I go a lot to San Diego. I have a lot of business partners and friends in San Diego.
Nice.
She took pictures by the rocks and
Okay.
the ocean and all that stuff.
I went to San Diego just once. I've only been there once.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous to live there because of the house prices.
goodness.
Else, I would live there.
Yeah,
What are you talking about house prices? How much are they?
I mean, let's say, for example, you want to buy a beachfront house in Florida, you're probably talking about $2 million base. And when you're talking about California, you're thinking base $10 million. So it's huge difference.
Huge
You're
difference.
doing an apartment renting with somebody at $2,000, $1,500, but it's a small studio. And you're sharing it with somebody.
It's not even for you.
It's bad.
Yeah. It is
So
bad.
New York and California, at least from my experience, are one of the most ridiculous home prices and rental prices.
New York for sure. I've been to one of my guys' apartment. It was just a studio,
Yeah.
a small studio at that.
Yeah.
His bedroom was in the kitchen,
Oh, good God
and
gracious.
he was paying $2,500.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to,
Ain't no
to
way.
pay that much for living, especially for me. I'm barely home. I come home just to sleep. I just need a bed and a roof, and that's it, and a place to shower. But I'm very simple. I live a very simple life.
Imagine paying $2,500 just for that.
Oh, yeah, I got an apartment right now for rent. $1,800, right?
But it's a whole apartment.
But it's 4 bedrooms.
What?
4 bedrooms.
You got 4 bedrooms for $1,800?
Yeah.
Where's that
I'm gonna send
apartment?
some people to
You've
you.
been to my house before.
Oh, but you rent that?
Yeah, the one upstairs.
But this is not your house.
Arriba.
He lives there. He'll be your neighbor, girl.
The building.
That's your building?
Yeah. I thought you knew that.
Yeah, he'll be your neighbor.
So Chicago pizza or New York pizza?
Chicago pizza. They overrate
Yes.
a New York pizza and say that it's really good. I love Chicago pizza.
Chicago pizza's
So
the best.
what will be your pizza place to go to?
In Chicago? Man, I forgot this place, but I actually went on a date with my love. But I forgot the name of the place, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay
Was it
tuned.
on the north side or south side?
It was by the river. It's a place right next to
Downtown.
the river, downtown.
Downtown. Okay.
The river downtown.
It's super
It
romantic.
wasn't on 53rd Street and you need a bulletproof vest.
Oh my, you need
No.
to stop bullying my people.
You get to have the pizza on a boat by the river.
On the
It's so
boat?
cute. On the boat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like by the river,
pizza
like
was
sitting
good?
by the
That
river.
was really good.
Okay.
Well, I need to know about this spot. If it's on the boat, that's nice.
Me too. I'm like, because I'm picturing pizza downtown. Not so great. Unless it's paisans. I like paisans. But
You like paisans?
yeah, it's close to downtown. Well, it is.
Oh,
it's in
Nova
downtown.
Pizza. Did you ever hear about Nova Pizza?
Nova?
Nova?
Nova. Is
On
it Nova?
Pulaski.
Pulaski. That is really good too.
Nova and Nati's are very similar.
That's really good.
Is
Same.
Nova by Natis?
No, he makes fun of Nati's because my place is Nati's, right? I don't know if you're familiar, but I'm sure you're familiar with the area, 51st and Kedzie.
Yeah.
So they're right there. And he's always making fun of them. But
Just saying, you might
they
have
are
to
very
put a
similar,
bulletproof
though.
vest to go get your pizza.
Now this one's on Pulaski
And 50
and like the one I'm talking about is like Pulaski and like 58th or something.
58th, yeah.
Nova is really good.
It
Like
is really
and,
good.
especially if you get the one with the pineapple jalapenos and like what is it, ham. It's so good.
Yeah. And they're so good they had to expand. Like because they were like small. I don't know if you've been to them recently, but they're the whole corner now. So they expanded.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So remember how they used to be like just you pick up or delivery? So now they have a whole restaurant. So that's how good they are, but they're not like my go-to. I mean, they're good, but not these. Will forever have my heart.
I still say Pequod's all the way. Number one pizza in Chicago. But I haven't been to Oven Grinders yet. But I
Not
will be.
yet.
Because we're supposed to go to Oven Grinders with Riz.
Yes. We got to go to all three. And now we can also do Nova.
Nova.
Yeah.
No,
Because
the
I
one on the
love Nova.
riverfront.
The one in the riverfront.
No, find out the
Let me
riverfront
see. I'll
name.
find out the name. I'll
Yeah.
find out the name.
Yeah, ask your boo. Be like, what's the name of the place you took me? So we can all go.
So Martha, let's get into your life a little bit. Who was Martha at 10 years old?
Oh my God, I loved emceeing at 10 years old and doing plays. I was at Edwards Elementary School, and they saw that I had a gift for just hitting the stages and introducing everybody. And I would translate English to Spanish and
Okay.
vice versa at 10 years old. So I was always emceeing their events. I was also doing sewing classes. Like I was super involved in school.
Okay.
I did plays. I was one of the plays that I remember. It was about some mice who were celebrating and getting ready for Christmas. I was one of the mice. It was
The
so cute.
Nutcracker?
It was like Nutcracker. I think.
It was a Nutcracker.
Yeah, it was a Nutcracker.
I was in a Nutcracker too. So
Oh, you were in the
I was
Nutcracker.
one of the mice.
Yeah. Okay. It was a
Like that
Nutcracker.
nutcracker. I'm over here thinking the three blind mice.
No, it was so good, and that got me interested into like playwriting. So I was already thinking about my own plays, even though I didn't write anything. I was like sketching and brainstorming. But I loved stages.
Since you were little, you've always been on the mic.
Yeah.
I love that.
She's good. She's comfortable in front of it. So now, 13, 14 years old, you should be in high school by that time. 13. So who were you at 13, 14 years old? Who was Marta Razo?
Oh, that is when my entrepreneur spirit kicked in. When I was 11, that's when I found out that I was an immigrant.
Okay.
And that's when I had to knock down those doors. Knock down that barrier because when you're an immigrant, you're told in your house, don't ever say it because then the migra is going to come and get us. So I always lived in that fear. But when I found out that I was an immigrant, I was told of that. You should never tell anybody. But then I was 13 and 14. You're thinking about college and what are the options. So because I said this earlier, and it was always true since I was little. I have these dreams, and these dreams, I'm going to run for them, even with the fear of knowing that we can all get deported.
Yeah.
I opened my big mouth and said, hey, I am undocumented, so I want to know what there is for me as an undocumented student.
I love that.
Oh my goodness, my school teacher and counselors were so disappointed because I was such a great student.
Yeah.
They saw all these dreams and me going to
So
these
much
colleges,
potential.
and they were so disappointed because they're like, oh my goodness, Martha, you know, as an undocumented student,
Yeah.
you can't go to college, Martha.
Yeah.
You're going to have to end up working like in a grocery store, in a factory or something.
Oh, wow, they said that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's not their fault. I'm not even upset with them because that's the way they were trained. They did not know how to deal with undocumented students, or they didn't know the rules and laws.
Exactly.
So I was like, okay. I was sad. I was super sad about it. But you should know something about me. You can tell me no, and you can tell me that is not possible. And I am persistent. I'm like, there has to be a way. Even if the figure of authority is telling me, I'm going to find some otherwise answer. So I did. I went to different non-for-profits and advocates for undocumented students, and I asked them, is it true that I cannot go to college? They're like, no, you could go to college. There's just one restriction. You can't apply for FAFSA, but there is private scholarships run by non-for-profits or for other private people just having money.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I love the information. So I'm like, okay, everyone's told the wrong information in our schools. I have to do something about it.
Yeah.
So I was hungry for letting everybody know that undocumented students could go to college. So it aligned perfectly. We had a project. I was part of a program called IB, International Baccalaureate. And they assigned us to do a project in our communities. I'm like, okay, now I know.
Perfect opportunity.
I know, I'm going to check this mark off, but I'm also going to help other undocumented students. So I went to a non-for-profit called Universidad Popular, and I asked them, this is my vision. I want to raise money for undocumented students so they know that there's money for them, but I also want to raise awareness that they can go to college. They're like, okay, go ahead, but we don't have no funds for you. I'm like, great. Just let me use your name, and the fact that it's a 501c3. Yeah. So I gathered a bunch of students from every school. Back of the Yards High School, Benito Juarez, what was it, Farragut.
Oh, yeah.
I gathered different leaders there, and I'm like, let's do this.
Let's do it.
So we knocked doors at 26th Street in La Villita, and we were like knocking doors. And I was asking for money for the scholarship, and most of them said no. And I was happy. I'm like, don't worry, but at least, can I talk to you about something? If your child is undocumented, they can go to college. They told me, and they're probably telling a lot of your guys, that you can't go to college, but you could. So now I'm doing the labor of finding as much money as possible so your child can go to school. Wow. So I did that, and then I realized we all brainstormed. Yeah. People are not giving us money. This is not effective because one door it takes forever. So we did a fundraiser. Our first fundraiser was a craft fair. Okay. And then this craft fair became a yearly thing. Yeah. And even after I left, because then I realized I paid for my own school because I was an immigrant too. But prior to that, we raised about $8,000. So we were able to give about 6 to 7 scholarships to undocumented students. And this is 14, okay? So that's when I realized that in business, in sales, you need to go door on door, and then you'll realize, okay, that's not that effective. And then naturally, you'll realize that by putting together people with a common goal, you will be able to raise more capital, the volume, the numbers of people in the room. Because now everyone pays their ticket, the vendors pay their tickets, and now you have more resources to be able to give away. So that was my first entrepreneurship, and that's how I was able to easily go into event planning, because I already had that planted when I was 14.
So young.
That's some great stuff. Yeah. That's some great stuff. Love the energy, right?
Yeah, I love it. My goodness.
She's
a hero. You were so young. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I had doors slammed on my face. There's people who were like,
no. But you were so positive, and because it was not just for everyone else, it was for you too. So you kind of took it more personal, and you said, I don't care if doors are being shut in my face. I'm going to go to the next door.
And you also have to think that I was leading all these other students who were helping. So now if my energy is down, yo me desanimo, and I give
everybody's
up,
energy is going to go down.
Everyone's going to. So you as a leader have to also keep that energy and that hype.
The positivity too.
Awesome. So that was 14, 15. Now let's go 17, 18, 19.
Oh, 17, 18, I already said that. I left the house at 18, and that was heartbreaking, and that's when I did the Chipotle. Mm-hmm. And then I had the blessing to start working with my dad closer to 19. And After 6 months of the labor, working inside with all the guys, I loved them all. It was so fun because I learned everything there was to pallets. I mean, from the individual deck boards to the individual wood species. Like, I learned everything about pallets. Like, right now, you can put me with any pallet person, 30 years in the industry, we go head on head because I just learned it in depth. It all in. Yeah, I learned it in depth. So I asked my dad, I'm like, Papi, I'm studying mathematics at IIT. I'm doing a dual program, master's and bachelor's. I should be more useful in your business. So can you tell me and show me the business? So he does. We have a 53-foot trailer as an office.
Okay.
It sounds nicer than it really was because this was no insulation.
Oh, man.
When it was hot, it was hot. And when it was cold, it was cold. So sometimes I'll take all my paperwork and work from the car. I had a Honda Accord back then, so I remember that. It was a burgundy color. I was telling them earlier that burgundy used to be my color before it was red, but everyone thought I looked like an old lady. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to red. So now I own this red.
Yes, it's all yours.
I own it. So I work in this office, and he has a shoebox method for his bookkeeping. Yep. So then that was easy. You just start putting whoever owes him and whoever he owes into different folders. But then I started diving into business and this is what motivated me, and I'm always going to learn as much as I can about business. I'm always going to be a learner. My father was writing a check to somebody. He had given me access to his bank account. He was about negative $3,000 in the bank account. For me, that was like a blow in my face because this whole time I'm thinking, our whole family is fine. My dad has a business. All expenses are covered. We're good. But when I saw that and I saw him writing a check to somebody, the person left. I put my dad to the side and I'm like, Papi, stop writing checks. Every time we get negative $35, negative $35 because of the overdraft fees. I thought he was going to scream at me because I still had the thought that I was this little girl, and if I said something or said anything contradictory to my father, I will get yelled at. So that's what I was expecting for him to say, tú no sabes nada, get out of here. He didn't. He actually said, Marta, figure it out. Yeah. Wow, that was the most empowering words my father could have ever told me, because he had believed in me that I can bring his business out of the red. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to do it. Yeah. I went to a bunch of programs. Like I went to the Women's Business Development Center for ladies out there who are in business. Use them as resources. They have so many free programs. I went to their Scale program, Scale Higher, their Government Con, like any program they had. They even have a conference. Go to conferences, go to these different cohorts and learn and polish on skills, because you think, oh, I know everything about marketing. I know everything about sales. I've been learning since I was 18 and I still don't know it all, because everything keeps changing, innovating, the technology, like everything changes. So keep learning, don't stop learning. So my advice is to every business owner is to learn as much as you can. There's so many conferences out there, different cohorts. I mean, one of them is the event that I'm organizing, Accelerator Business Summit. We will talk about it more a little bit later. So all that learning in a course of 3 years in one of those cohorts, I stood up so proud and I said, I'm going to build our company to $10 million. Wow. And you have the doubt, right? But I said it. I already opened my big mouth in front of all these women, and they believed me, and they were inspired. So now I owed it to myself and to these women that were inspired to bring our company to 10 million. So I focused. I put my head down for 3 years, and I was using my mathematics. I used all the data from financial reports to marketing reports. You see the data analytics from like Facebook website. I took all of that data, and every month I was pivoting our business moves or strategies based on what the data was indicating. Wow. In 3 years, instead of going to 10 million, we went from 5 million to 14.2 million. Look at that. And that was the power of having a goal, like having a clear goal. Yeah. Because a lot of people think they have a goal, but I'm like, what is it numerically? We're in business. Yeah. There has to be a money value to it. Like we're in business. So having that clear goal and now using the data every month and pivoting. If the data is saying, hey, we're purple on your social media, we're purple on your social media. It's that simple. If it says do more business with packaging companies and do more business with packaging companies.
Yeah.
So you send all your salespeople to packaging instead of food companies. So it worked, and it was amazing because my father got all his dreams come true.
Yeah.
When he was little in Mexico, he was very poor.
Yeah.
And he used to be made fun of. Like, he used to herd sheep. He used to get kicked out, and like they would scream at him, "Get yourself and your dirty sheeps out of here." Like, it was so horrible.
Yeah.
And he always dreamed of a tractor. So he finally got himself his John Deere. It was like the middle model of the John Deere. I don't know it anymore because I make sure to delete anything I don't need to know. But I learned about John Deere tractors like from top to head. But I'm like, I'm not going to need that anytime soon. I learned it just from my father to get exactly what he wanted. It was custom made from John Deere's factory. It wasn't some John Deere tractor there.
Yeah.
They custom made it just for him. So that was beautiful. And he got his own 155-acre ranch.
Oh, man.
Like, he can build a town, man. It's that townhouse there.
Did he do that here in Chicago?
Yeah,
or
in Beecher, Illinois.
Okay.
Oh, in Mexico. That's more things that I don't even know. But he has a lot of homes in Mexico.
Yeah.
So he can retire, but he's never going to retire. And I'm sure I'm going to follow his footsteps. I say I'm going to retire at 35, but I'm sure I'm going to hit that. I'm going to be able to.
But you're still going to keep pushing.
I'm still going to keep pushing. I still want to create as much impact as I can to business owners and enlightening people's lives. Because I do believe that I have this light and this joy in me that I don't even have to do a service to anyone. Even if I just talk to them, listen to them, and share my story, that alone gives them hopes.
It does.
And I think that's what people need. The hopes that there is another route, that there is another option, that quitting and living the same routinious life that makes you sad is not the only way. There's a better way.
I love that.
Why are you in love with numbers?
Oh, I love numbers.
Why are you in love with those numbers?
Psychologically, when I was little, I was the first child, so I was really bad in English because the only language I spoke was Spanish. So for me, learning the language was very difficult, but math was one that I understood.
Yeah.
So I was comfortable with the numbers, and I easily became like very good at it. It's also universal language. Like, I can go to Germany and we can talk the same language in terms of numbers. I love how compacted the information is. Like, for example, one of the notations is the summation x of I, and x equals 1 to like 100. That basically says 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus all the way to 100. But this compacted in such a small symbol. So it's so efficient.
Wow.
And I love that. As a businesswoman, you love efficiency. So math is so efficient. It's a universal language. And it just causes me so much joy because you can measure everything, even your own health. If you start recording your data and start tracking, okay, today I ate this, and then tomorrow I'm eating this, then you realize why you're not losing weight because you're eating every day cheeseburgers and pastel de tres leches.
Yeah. There's your answer.
Yeah. But if you start recording the data, the numbers will indicate.
And you have a visual. You have actual, it's actual proof of what's going wrong. Like that.
That's awesome. So, would you teach me some math? Because I need to.
It's two of us. I
failed
failed
math. Oh my God.
And this is a true story. I failed math from fifth grade and on.
Don't worry about math, guys. You don't have to know a lot about math. You don't have to know the calculus and the trigonometry. You just need to know something called math. And was it common sense math? I'm trying to remember what the word.
Yes, enlighten us, please, because we both be suffering up in here if it came down to numbers.
I don't know how to say this word, but it's like common sense math.
Okay.
Let's just use that. Common sense math, basically, an example will be 5/10. What does 5/10 mean?
And it's a half of
A half. And if you understand that 5/10 is a half, but it also means 50%, if you can see that universally in different stages and interpret it in the different scenarios, like, okay, I'm talking about 50% of something in the store, but it also means 50% to me. It also, if you can relate numbers in different and describe it in different ways, then you already know. So knowing your fractions is very important in business and in math and just in life. Understanding what is 10% of something, one. And then also having the sense of, okay, this for example, this phone is probably like 6 inches, and understanding that 2 blocks is a fraction of a mile. Do you get me? That's the common sense that you need to know in math.
I see what you
Because then when you're dealing with somebody and you're doing negotiation, then you can be like, wait a minute. You're telling me that I'm only going to get $1,000 out of a deal that's $100 million? Like, what do you think? I'm a fool? Do you get me? Because you're able to set it in terms of fractions. Immediately. Yeah. So if you're able to understand fractions in different scenarios, but also different sizes of like dimensions, then you can be sitting down with somebody who's talking to you super fast or trying to make a fool of you. And when you understand that common sense math, you're good. You don't need to know derivatives. Leave that for me. I would take your big data. I would take your big data, a lot of numbers, and then I will be able to compile them and give you patterns and give you strategies for your business.
I love
but
that.
You don't need to know that. You just need to be able to sit down at a table and see those fractions and be like, okay, this is what it means to me. This is what it means to you. This is a fair deal. Oh, this is not a fair deal, okay?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Thank you.
I see numbers and I get anxiety.
Same.
I mean, even when you go to the store, this is a simple scenario.
Yeah.
When you see, like, for the tostadas, you see about 20 tostadas, and that's like $5.99. And then you see a little package of tostadas, and that was like $3.99. But solamente son como 5 tostadas. Then I'll get the other one. That's the simple math you need to know.
I use that. I do use that.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Okay, cool.
But I think in school, they made you feel like you need to know this complicated stuff.
All I know is I'm bringing you next time I buy my car, a new car.
Oh yes, I'm really good
coming
at
with me.
dealing.
For sure.
I'm really good at negotiating with car dealers.
Okay.
I get them down where they hate me because they're probably just making $500 on commission. They do.
I'd probably hate you too if that was my job.
But then they find me interesting, so then they become my friends. There's this one car dealer in Ford in Oakland. He hated me. But now he loves me.
Yeah.
We go to networking events in Oakland together once in a while.
See? Look at that. Made a friend.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He's like, never sell a colored car to Martha.
So, Martha, you have a son.
I do, Angelo Vasquez.
So, how old is Angelo?
He's 7, and there's something special about this boy.
Ooh.
I kind of know what it is, but you go ahead and say it because I might be thinking about something else, but go ahead.
2 things. One of them is he actually wrote a book when he was 5.
Okay, that was my thing.
Yeah.
He saw that I'm in a bunch of books and I have my own book, and he saw that it's on Amazon. So he's like, Mommy, I want a book on Amazon too. And this is dangerous because usually when he tells me something, I figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
So he wrote his own book. He was part of a cohort of different kids. I mean, he was the youngest one. I had to convince him to let him in.
Wow.
But he didn't. It was like 12-week program where he was on Zoom. He wrote his book. He did the illustrations, and then we handed it off to the publisher. And, of course, they made it better. So now he has his own book. Angelo asks for help on Amazon. That opened his path to selling and understanding prices. Like, okay, you buy it from Amazon for like $4. We're selling it for like $10. We have $6 profit. So whenever he wants to buy something, I'm like, okay, you make about $6 a book. How many books do you need to sell to get there?
Yeah.
So he doesn't know the answer, but at least he knows, okay, this is some math that I need to do in my head to make this, to buy this.
Teaching them
So
tactics.
it's funny because he's into he's into the Elf on the Shelf. Oh my goodness. That Elf on the Shelf is a creepy doll, okay? Gives me Chucky vibes. I hated Chucky. Chucky was
It does, though.
It does.
It
Like,
does.
que si se mueve el elf, que espantoso.
Yeah.
And then I
knew
wear
it.
red. What if it wants to be my friend? I'm like, scary. Anyway, so Angelo has his friends. He realized that their friends are emotionally attached to the Elf on the Shelf too.
Yeah.
He convinced 2 of his friends to give him money.
What?
So he sold 2 in the school. I don't think that's right, but even if he gets in trouble, I'm going to tell the teacher, like,
Hey, that's entrepreneurship.
hey,
right
that's
there.
entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make him stop.
No.
Yeah.
No, don't.
He's coming with a whole case of Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
Popping it up in 2 for 5, 2 for 5.
But he learned a quick, a very wise thing in business that a lot of people don't get right at the beginning. And he was so stressed out because he was so proud at first. He's like, Mom, I sold an Elf on the Shelf. I'm like, Papi, how much did you sell it for? He's like, I knew this was going to happen at some point.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We'll fade.
Take your time.
And it gives me a chance to drink my coffee.
And mine.
I haven't coughed. That's good.
Had to let it out.
I did.
I can't believe he sold 2 elves. Look
I
at
know.
him go. Oh my gosh.
So, those
So we're going to fade in when you're ready.
bam.
Okay.
So he said he sold the elf on the shelf for $10.95.
Okay.
And he was excited, but
Yeah.
I had to tell him, I'm like, baby, how much are they on like Kohl's, for example, the
Yeah.
cheapest one? He's like, 25.
Mm-mm.
But he quickly defended himself. But you're buying it, Mom. I'm selling it. He was so clever.
I mean, he wasn't wrong
He's like-
there. He didn't spend no money.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't pay for it. You're paying
It's all
for it.
profit.
It's all profit.
I'm like, no, baby. Let's do the math. You know that we're buying it for the cheapest one we can probably get is for $20. So if you want to make profit, you need to sell it higher. So I showed him this rule, and he was upset at it because he didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
You buy low, you sell high.
Yeah.
And I kept saying it to him. I'm like, what did I say? You buy low, you sell high. You buy low, you sell high. I'm like, okay. So in business, you want to buy something at a low price and then sell it higher. And that's the profits. At the restaurant, we both went over the scenario. This is the profit, and this is the percentage. You want to base it on a percentage margin. To do good business, you want to make at least 10%.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. So anytime you sell something, you want to make at least 10%. So now he knows how to calculate that. He probably will forget, but at least now he knows. Any business, for me to make sense, to be in it, I need to make at least 10%. I always tell people you want to make 25 or higher, but at least 10. Shoot higher.
Yeah.
50 is amazing. 100 is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you're okay with it, 10 at least.
Yeah.
So he was excited because now he sold the second one. He sold the second one for like $32.
Oh, wow.
Come on,
He learned really fast.
Okay.
He fixed his mistake
So
the next day.
he doubled, he made the difference from the other one,
Yeah,
too. Wow.
but I showed him that he cannot sell something at $10.95 and buy it higher. So he was so invested. He spent 2 hours, eBay, Google, Amazon, Google, trying to
just
find it. And we
finding
did
the
find
cheapest
something.
one.
We found something about $8.
Wow. Look at that.
So he's probably going to make only like $1 after,
yeah.
but
Delivery and everything.
still,
But
he's on the greens.
Yeah.
But it was nice exercise for him to just be involved and learn 2 principles. Buy low, sell high. And he also learned the percentage margin. Like, you should consider that when you're selling. And what is comfortable for you. 10% is comfortable for me. But for some people, they're like, hell no. I'm not going to do 10%. I want 50%. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's what you want to do and what you think you're worth. It's fine.
I love it.
So, Marta, what are you doing these days? What gets you excited these days?
2 things. I'm working on 2 ambitious projects. One of them is this one. This was last year's magazine. It's called the Accelerator Business Summit. Last year we had all together, this event had a lot of events within each other.
Yeah.
We had about 800 people.
Ooh,
It was
that's
9
big.
events. One of them had about 200 people. And in the main event, it was about 600 people in the main event.
Wow.
So it's huge. If you look at this book, the agenda is extensive. You start with an expo, a huge expo. You have the picture here of the expo. Some people don't understand what it means. But it was 86 vendors. You walk around and you get to see all these vendors. Marketing companies, business coaches. I mean,
Sully was there with her
The
trainers and the fajas.
the fajas.
And CMOS. Yeah.
like anything B2B. Carlos with Flavor Podcast was there in his own studio, in there interviewing people. So this is someone called it the Super Bowl of business events.
Okay.
I call it the business event to grow your business. Like if your goal is to go from 6 figures to 7 figures or 7 to 8 figures or even 8 to 9 figures. If your goal is to accelerate your growth, this is the place.
Yeah.
Because you meet people here that will take you to that level, or you will learn something that you didn't know.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, you also identify your weakness there.
Yeah.
Because it is your weakness that is holding you back from your business success. I also teach people here the 5 keys to business success. So this is a wonderful event that I'm working on. This year, my goal is to bring 1,000 or more.
Oh, I love that. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
She's already working on it.
She's
been doing
I ran
videos
into
already
a few. I ran into a few.
And promoting for the last month and a half, maybe
Good.
2 months.
No, 3 months, I think.
3 months? Has it? Okay.
Good.
But she's been pushing. And her videos,
happen.
last year's videos were amazing. They were funny.
Yeah.
They were smart. They got people's attention.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't help but to watch the whole video. Sometimes when you watch it, the beginning of a video, you're like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
You want to watch what she's doing because something's coming. Something either funny to come
that.
up or something informative to come up that you want to have.
That you want it.
So her videos are really, really good.
Good. I love that.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this project. A big highlight. I keep forgetting this. I should never forget this. I'm bringing the sharks from Shark Tank.
Right.
What?
Kevin Harrington. I mean, this man.
No way.
He's built over $6 billion in sales.
Yeah.
He's part of over 100 companies. So
Wow.
he's a big deal. I mean, he was an investor in the Sharks
Yeah.
and the TV show The Sharks. So this is a huge deal. I'm also waiting for Damon John to confirm. So we'll have 2 sharks.
Okay.
But Kevin is signed and
you.
he's going to come. That's going to be a big deal.
That's so
I
exciting.
mean, it could be one information piece that he tells you
Yes.
that can change the trajectory of your business.
Exactly.
So this is big.
It is.
I'm loving it. You're doing great things, big
Yeah.
things, and you. I've been around a lot of entrepreneurs here in Chicago, and I've never seen someone so excited about doing networking events and having people learn. Because when I do the podcast summit, I want people to learn, not to just come and network, but to actually get the nuggets for the next day to start something new.
Yeah.
And that's something that I got from my mentor David Shands, but it's also something I got from my little sister right here.
Okay.
She wants people to come there and actually learn something that they could right away put into effect.
The nuggets of knowledge.
The next day, you can start filling out that paperwork, and by 2 months, 3 months, maybe you start getting something in, or seeing something positive.
That's
happen in
important.
your business, and that's what Marta brings to people.
I love that.
Yeah, when I talk to my speakers, I tell them you're not just selling, you're providing information and value. I'm so strict about it that I ask all of them to give me a worksheet. So when people are listening to them, they can automatically start filling in the blanks in regards to their business. So they start working on it right there in the conference.
Yeah.
So when they go home, they already have all this homework that they get to work on.
Yeah, because when you're right there, you're soaking it all in, right? You can take down notes, you can write questions or, any ideas that come up. And instead of waiting 2-3 hours when you're home, it's all gone. So you write it down right there.
Yeah, and I give them a book included with their admission tickets, which is amazing.
And I'll tell you right now something about that book, because Marta was helping me with my book for the podcast summit last year. These books are not cheap. They're not. She's investing a lot of money, not just in the books, but in the place and the people that come, DJs, all kinds of things. She's investing money, so she really cares about the person really learning. Because you don't invest this kind of money, and not think you could walk away with a little bit, get a little bit of money out of this for yourself. No, she wants people to
learn.
Knowledge, and she invests a lot.
Grow.
And I'm so proud of her for that.
I love that.
She's
That's really important.
As you see from her story, she's been doing this and helping people since she was a little girl. Yeah, and she's continuing doing it as a woman.
That's so powerful.
And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to be your friend, to be around this. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Carlos.
What else you got going on?
Okay, so that's the Accelerator Business Summit. The second thing is Güeros Pallets. So this is what I do for a living. The Accelerator Business Summit is my way to give back to the world because I've been so blessed. I mean, who builds a $14 million company?
Yeah,
I was 26, 27.
26.
This is what I do for a living. And I do this with my family. We sell these in big scale, 48 inches by 40 inches.
Right, they're not that size.
They're
They're not that size.
Okay.
They're your pallets that you move with the forklift that move everything around the world. Yeah. So I sell these nationwide. So what I'm doing here is I actually have a full-on plan. I'm building my sales team, which is really, this week we had a huge win. Ooh. We closed about 6 deals together. So that was exciting. So I already know I need to have 150 accounts. And I already have it all listed. Like every time we make an account, we have all the data that needs to be recorded on the sales. So my goal is to take Güeros from what it is now to $100 million in less than 3 years. So that's my next big ambitious goal. So that's exciting. My parents think I'm crazy, but I'm going to do it.
You're going to show them.
They always think I'm crazy.
At the Chicago Podcast Summit, you announced something else that you want to be in the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years, my goal is to be a billionaire, and I need to be at $100 million for now to invest in my tech company, because I'm actually a mathematician. I build algorithms. So my goal is to use my mathematics to build something that no one else has built. So I'm also collecting data. When I talk to these entrepreneurs, I'm collecting data and really seeing where are the pain points for business owners. And eventually it will align with my math background. I'm also a programmer. I don't
Girl, you got a little bit of everything.
But I'm not going to program this. I'm going to hire somebody. Just because you can do it, that's where I learned immediately.
Yeah.
And that's how I know I am going to get there. Because now I lose control of everything. Just because I know how to do it doesn't mean I have to do it all. It's because I'm strong at the finances, strong at the marketing, strong at the coding and the logistics. Doesn't mean I do it all. I do what I enjoy the most and what I'm the strongest.
Amen.
So that's one goal. And then that would take me to the $1 billion in 5 years.
I see.
So it's plotted out, okay? It's crazy. So that's the second thing. And the last thing I'm working on is I'm finishing my doctorate in industrial engineering. So one more paper, because I have to publish 4 research papers in academia. The first one was an algorithm for the prediction of the next event. I used a lot of AI, so deep learning models, process mining, and graph theory within math. The second papers were more applications. The first one was solving a problem in cardiac arrest. So taking all the variables in cardiac arrest the patients go through in the emergency room and determining which ones influence whether a person was going to die or not. So that paper is all about that. The third one was paralytic allus is a digestive problem. So I created a predictive model using the different variables it gave me.
Data.
That one was a model that only had 6 variables, medical variables, to predict whether a patient was going to die or not. That's powerful because now instead of having 100 variables, now you can just look at 6 and be like, okay, this patient is most likely to die. So now you can talk to the family and let them know this is a prognosis. So get ready for it. So that's very useful. It's sad, but at least now you can have these conversations. You prepared.
You're more prepared. Yeah. You're not just like slapped
awesome.
in the face.
Yeah, and the last one I'm working on, those already published. So they're in, you look up Marta Razo, Google Scholar, you find all of these.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, they're in the engineering.
And I love reading, so.
I don't know if you want to read this. But the last one, a lot of people think that's boring stuff, but I'll send it to you.
Send it to me.
Nice.
I love to read.
The last one I'm working on, and this was the one that will get me to graduate, is there's something called occupational health and safety.
Okay.
So this is OSHA, the people.
Yeah, the ones that they're trying to get rid of.
Public safety. They're not all bad. Okay, they're not bad.
I feel like they're good.
They really want the wellness and the health of the employees. So what I'm doing is these people. AI is a big thing, but AI appeared super fast. And these people are already in the ground doing their profession, so they're not going to go back to school and learn 4 years of education. Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm developing a curriculum that we can teach them so they can learn how to implement AI within their industry quickly without having to go to a whole school year or a whole 4-year program. They just go into like a few workshops and boom. Now you know how to incorporate AI solutions within the public safety and make sure that the employees are safe within let's say agriculture or industrial, whatever it is.
That's so important. Wow, that's badass.
I'm busy, ain't I?
Goodness.
You're mad. I think I'm busy sometimes, and then Martha starts talking. I'm like, oh, she's mad busy.
She's mad busy, girl. But oh man.
Oh, and then I have a man that I love with all of my heart.
Oh,
but we can skip that for now.
we can skip him. I'm about to skip you, bro.
Send them that one, okay? Just send
next
them that
time.
So the next 5 years, you plan to be a billionaire.
Yes.
Right? You plan maybe your son to have another book.
Yes, he's gonna have more books, but now he wants to do something more amazing. He wants to do what his mom does of collaborating with different books. So he wants other kids, like his classmates, to write his books. So he's gonna lead that. Hopefully this year, if not next year, he's going to have like 5 or 10 kids that write their own books. And maybe the first cohort, there will be an instructor guiding through it, but I'm going to have him sit through there. So the second cohort, he runs through the whole thing. So he'll be 9 by then. So he'll be able to lead these kids into writing their stories.
That is so amazing.
That'd be huge.
That is huge.
That'd be really huge. Martha, I'm glad you came down to the Flava Podcast. I'm glad you're here. You spent some time with us. Let people see who you are. You were on someone else's interview. Yeah. Camera on me. Camera on me. Yeah, you. You know whose interview you're talking about. Okay, cool. And she just jumped in real quick as she was dropping that person off or whatnot. But she's here now. She gave her full interview, and I'm grateful. And I love you with all my heart. You're a great person. You're doing great things for people, for your community, and that's one of the reasons why you're sitting there, because we need more people like you that actually care about the people around them. Mm-hmm. So thank you for coming on the Flavor Podcast. But I got to ask you one more question.
Dun dun dun
dun dun dun dun. It's the question.
And you kind of answered it earlier, but I'm still gonna ask you. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I answered that. I'll answer it again. My superpower would be to be multiple copies of me. Because there's so many things I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm already doing a lot, but there's so many things I still want to do.
But it's very possible for you to still do that. And I'm going to tell you how you're already doing it. All the nuggets of knowledge that you have, you're sharing them with the world. So in a way, the people that are actually intaking everything that you are teaching, everything that you're doing, they're going to become a little mini version of you. And they're going to go and share that same knowledge that you taught them that was able to, take them out of a dark space or, that light in the dark, what is that called? Tunnel, the light in the tunnel. And they're going to become a version of you. And they're going to be the versions of you. That's your superpower in a way.
So keep sharing my story and my knowledge.
Keep sharing your story
and that would be my way of replicating myself.
Keep on being that girl in that trailer that was hot. Sometimes it was cold.
That hot and cold trailer.
But you still got your family to where they're supposed to be at, where God wanted them to be at.
Yeah. So powerful. So powerful.
And that trailer's still in the yard. You saw it, right?
It's still in the same place.
Oh, it was dark. It was dark.
It's still in the same place?
Still there. No, not in the same place, but we brought it back to our new facility. We own our own plant where we operate the business.
Wow.
Besides
and you guys
the ranch.
have the trailer.
And we have the trailer.
Keep the trailer because that's very powerful.
What if we do a museum one day?
You could.
Like the Selena Quintanilla Museum would be the Marta Razo Museum.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You can. The Pallet Museum. I love it.
We got any more questions?
No, I don't have any.
You're filled? Your cup is filled?
My cup is very filled.
Martha?
Yes, I'm very... you have an admirer here. I'm just like all in awe with you because your story, you shared you're an immigrant. I'm an immigrant, but I keep that like really low because how you said like it's embedded in us, to keep that a secret. But it's just sharing your story and hearing you. It's just like so empowering.
Yeah, it's a very scary thing when you're an immigrant.
Yeah.
A lot of my classmates didn't come out of the shadows until like they graduated.
Yeah.
Or they would like secretly tell me, Martha, can you help me? I'm like, oh, it took me a while to figure out that they were like undocumented. Because I was so oblivious. I'm like, nothing's going to stop me. I'm terrified, but I'm going to do it. Even putting events together, it's terrifying.
But I say this, something that Liz said before. If something would happen to her where she had to leave this country, we just make Mexico a lot better than America.
That's how I feel.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Go ahead, send me home. I'll just make Mexico beautiful.
Make Mexico great again.
Yeah, we're going to make Mexico great again, baby.
I think Greg laughed at that when he couldn't hold it.
Well, Martha Razo, you have flavor. Thanks for coming down on the show.
Yes.
Mucho sabor y picante y salsa, papá.
Hey, get it, boo.
This is your boy, Carlos, Los, and
Liz, La Tiny.
And we are out.
Bye.
Camina conmigo. Salsa swagger anywhere she go, como la negra tiene tumbao azúcar. Dance to the rhythm, beat the drums of my skin. Afro descendant, the rhythms within. The first language I spoke was Spanish. Learn from lullabies whispered in my ear. My parents' tongue was a gift which I quickly forgot after realizing my peers did not understand it. They did not understand me. So I rejected habichuela and mango, much preferring Happy Meals and Big Macs. Straightening my hair in imitation of Barbie, I was embarrassed by my grandmother's colorful skirts and my mother's broki ingli, which cracked my pride when she spoke. So shit, I would poke fun at her myself, hoping to lessen the humiliation. Proud to call myself American, a citizen of this nation. I hated caramel-colored skin. Curse God, I'd been born the color of cinnamon, how quickly we forget where we come from. So remind me, Remind me that I come from the Taínos of the Rio, the Aztec, the Mayan, los Incas, los Españoles con sus fincas buscando oro, and the Yoruba Africanos que con sus manos built a mundo nunca imaginado. I know I come from stolen gold, from cocoa, from sugarcane, the children of slaves and slave masters, a beautifully tragic mixture, a sancocho of erased history, and my memory can't seem to escape the thought of lost lives and indigenous rape. A bittersweet bitterness, a feeling innate